Chris Rock thinks the Obamas are above Hollywood. What happened in the California primaries on Tuesday? And holy moly, there is a sequel for Top Gun. Details on those stories coming up today on the Rebel Buzz. Comedian and actor Chris Rock, you know him from movies like The Longest Yard, and you probably know his voice from a lot of animated movies like Madagascar and Dr. Dolittle. He's a funny dude, and I think he and I agree on one thing recently. The Obamas should not be adding to their fortune via lucrative contracts with Netflix. We definitely disagree on why, but his feeling is that as a former president, he thinks it's beneath the dignity of the Obamas to be toiling over their Rotten Tomatoes score, which is interesting because a lot of people in Hollywood have such a disillusioned and faux sense of dignity and stature that a lot of them think that they are in fact above politics on the scale of global importance. Additionally, since when have the Obamas not cared about what Hollywood thinks of them? Rotten Tomatoes simply quantifies their standing. In the past, their desperate desire to be in with the Hollywood crowd has manifested itself in terms of cozy celebrity relationships and White House visits. As I've said before, the Obamas turned the White House into a presidential party pad, degrading it to the level of a Hollywood Hills house party attended by celebrities like Beyonce, Jay-Z, John Legend, Chrissy Teigen, Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, Stevie Wonder, Paul McCartney, Bruce Springsteen, David Letterman, and Oprah Winfrey. With a guest list like that, I have to wonder if there were gift bags. If there were, I hope that they contained an 8-year supply of Kleenex for all of the tears that they are all shedding over Trump taking over the White House and returning it to its former glory as a dignified, respected hub of American diplomacy and governmental strategy. Now that they are out of the White House, the Obamas will fulfill a $50 million contract to provide both scripted and documentary-style content for Netflix, a deal that was brokered by former Obama campaign fundraiser Ted Sarandos. Now, Chris Rock is no stranger to Netflix. As reported by Breitbart, his own stand-up special for the network paints police officers as trigger-happy racist killers, claims Donald Trump's presidency will end with the return of Jesus Christ, and cynically explaining why there will never be gun control in America. Hint on that last part, it's because it's a basic freedom under our Bill of Rights. But hey, that storyline for Chris's stand-up sounds pretty much like what the rest of the Obamas' Netflix content is going to look like. So prepare yourself, folks. Netflix is about to get a lot more political. Tuesday in California had the potential to be a stick of C4 dynamite up the backsides of both Republicans and Democrats in the state primaries. Fortunately for East, and to the detriment of the other, neither party experienced a backside explosion, leading to the end of their campaign to retain or reobtain the House of Representatives. As I discussed earlier this week, California has a jungle primary voting system, meaning that the top 2 candidates for primaries for each office advance to the general election regardless of party. Now, in much of the state's Republican-held House seats, we have 14 currently. The incumbent representative faced a slew of Democrats, chancing a shutout for Democrats due to a dilution and dispersion of votes. I had hoped that in those districts we could close up shop and consider them a check in the W column, because with 2 Republicans running for those seats, it wouldn't have mattered which Republican prevailed, we would have kept the seat. Unfortunately, the fight will continue on until November. Great. As much of California's elections will resemble a traditional ballot with 1 Republican and 1 Democrat. Now, the silver lining for California GOP is having Republican John Cox on the ticket in November. If Republicans had failed to advance a candidate to the general election in November, that would have suppressed Republican turnout by 33%. And in swing seats like District 39, 48, and 49, which typically lean red but went to Hillary Clinton in 2016, having that extra boost could be the difference between retaining those seats and completely losing our hats. So, looking toward November, keep an eye on 3 metrics: Trump's approval rating, the generic ballot, and the percentage of Americans who believe the country is on the right track. All 3 of those metrics are trending upwards. Now, that's not necessarily to praise the president, it's in terms of the statistical impact on the general election. Now, despite the pre-primary divide among Republicans supporting John Cox, who is President Trump's pick, and Republicans supporting firebrand Travis Allen, we have to coalesce around John Cox for governor. He has the ability to appeal to moderates in a state where Democrats have moved so far off the left coast they are halfway to Hawaii by now. Now, if we can rally Republicans, independents, and disenchanted/disenfranchised Democrats, we can take the governorship, something that no one would have imagined happening a year ago. To close out our Rebel Buzz this week, I want to finish with a very, very exciting story. If you're under 35, you probably won't care. But for those of us born in the 80s and prior, it is awesome. Somehow, it escaped me that there is a Top Gun sequel in the works, but there is. They started filming the end of last month, and Tron director Joseph Kosinski will direct the blockbuster. The great thing, if you didn't know or you didn't see it about the original Top Gun, was that it appealed to everyone. And unlike many of today's hit movies, it wasn't inundated with profanity and nudity and violence. There was a little bit of something for everyone. The two stars, Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer, were some of the most sought-after actors of that era, and they were both heartthrobs, so that pleased the ladies. And there was a ton of action that I think for its time was pretty visually and technologically advanced, so that pleased the male audience. The film has been in the works since 2005 and became public knowledge when Val Kilmer wrote on his Facebook page that not often you get to say yes without reading the script. I hope that's not a jinx. Please let it be good. Please don't let it suck. Anyway, Kilmer also teased the upcoming flick when he posted a picture on Twitter of him wearing a Top Gun t-shirt with the caption, "Still got it, just saying." Then last week on Twitter, Tom Cruise tweeted a photo of himself with what looks to be an F-18 Super Hornet in the background. For the record, I took a guess at what it was and what I thought it was initially, and had a Marine friend of mine confirm that that's what it is. So, you know, I nailed it. So anyway, so it's happening, and my adolescent self is absolutely squealing on the inside. I don't see many movies in the theaters, as you all know, but for this, I will. Plus, neither one of them really make a habit of being lefty political hacks, so they've got that going on too. The film is due out next summer, and the only two people currently listed as cast of the movie on IMDb are Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer, but really, do we need anyone else? Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend. I'm Amanda Head for The Rebel. If you enjoyed my commentary and want to hear more from all of us here at The Rebel, subscribe to our premium content at www.therebel.media/shows. Make sure you're following us on Facebook and Twitter for all of our latest news, and download our brand new app for The Rebel on the App Store. That way you will have easy and immediate access to all of our latest videos and your favorite Rebel shows. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Amanda Head for The Rebel.